Hi everyone. I know it's been a while. Um, One thing leading to another. A lot of chaos going around lately. Nothing personal in my household, but it's like we're safe in our little bubble here. But I've just seen chaos all over the place lately, and so I know I apologize. My first time in a while. Now nice weather, we'll be having lots of videos out. Um, Today is going to be me. This is going to be more of a, if you want to call it, public service message. Um, it's a very important one, actually, and I will get to my point in a few minutes. But I want to tell you what's one thing that has been going on recently. Um, May 28th of this year, I received some rather devastating news that a very good friend of mine, I've known her since I was 15 years old, so many years, um, passed away. But, people pass away every day, but it's in the manner in which she passed away that is so shocking and just utterly devastating. Um, she was shot by her husband. Um, this is a couple that was married for over 40 years. They had 2 children, 6 grandchildren. She was 64 and he was 67. She was talking on the phone as she was being shot. Um, anyways, sorry. Like I said, it's come as a big shock. And it's kind of, made me realize that maybe I should be putting my book out there more that I wrote, and advocating more in terms of awareness for domestic violence. It just goes to show that a woman, or a man for that matter, could be silently suffering and for so many years, and no one even really realize it or see it. This was the case with my friend. Big shock. And of course, bigger shock to even think that the husband had that amount of jealous anger and rage inside him to go to that extreme measure. So that's the reason for my making this video today, is basically really needing to stress to everybody out there to, if you're in a toxic relationship, get the hell out. Abuse happens in many forms. There's emotional, physical, spiritual, financial. There's many forms of abuse. But of course today, we're talking about the physical, but in my experience, one form of abuse actually leads into another and then another. So while you might have, let's say, financial abuse, at the same time you could also very well be having emotional abuse at the same time, and on and on. I am a survivor of domestic violence, as many of you may know. I was in that marriage for 14 years. And it was that experience and, encouragement from others where I finally wrote my book. Here's my book here, Finding Paradise After the Storm. And it details my life, what I experienced over those 14 years. And then afterwards, a lot of guidance and tips for those trying to find that very special someone in their lives after after going through a rather traumatic experience relationship-wise. Although I have to say, like, the advice in the book is actually useful for everybody. You don't have to have gone through a nasty divorce, for example, or abuse to to use the guidance that's in my book. Now, see, I'm still upset, so I kind of lost my train of thought for a second here. Anyways, yeah, now I know what I was getting at. Sorry for my emotion, but it's difficult, very, very difficult. This is what happens, and you know, this is something maybe I'm trying to hide my emotion, but maybe I shouldn't, because maybe, you know, a lot of folks out there that are involved in an abusive relationship, maybe they need to see this emotion, because ultimately speaking, when things like this occur, to this escalation especially, well, this is kind of what the people that are left behind, or the people that are watching you go through crap, if they know about it, this is what they're feeling. They're crying, you know. So, I can't really stress enough to you the importance of getting out of that relationship. And you cannot let fear hold you back. You can't let anything hold you back. I know it's scary. Like I said, I've been through it. But you don't know what you can do until you get out there on your own and learn true happiness, true peace. Never mind walking on eggshells every day or trying to please just to keep the peace. That's not happiness. That's not living. You got to choose happiness and then take the necessary steps forward in order to reach that goal of true happiness. And it doesn't take that long. You see these lilac bushes behind me? I sat here for a reason. 3 years ago, my husband, much to my dismay and utter horror, cut the entire bush down, and it was huge, big, gorgeous lilac bush. Cut it down right to the ground, just so that we replace the roof on the house. The shingles, rather, not the roof, the shingles. And I was so upset because I figured he killed it. 3 years later, they're starting to bloom again. Look how much it's grown in those 3 years. These beautiful lilacs. We can do that too. You just have to have faith in the nurturance of spirit and of the universe and divine. Follow your inner guidance. Don't allow fear to get in your way of getting rid of those toxic relationships, because also, ultimately speaking, the longer you stay in those relationships, the longer it actually hinders you and your progress, whether it's spiritually, career-wise. No, none of that. That's not meant for us. What's meant is growth, happiness, serenity. This lilac bush that was cut literally right down to the ground is growing back. So you too can regrow your life as you want it. I'm going to be making a second video here in a little bit, so right away, so you see me wearing the same thing. It's not because I'm lazy, just I'm doing 2 videos today. Please take my message seriously. It's a serious topic, and you know, much to my dismay, in this day and age, I noticed that the numbers of domestic violence is actually on the rise. It's quite shocking. Please take care of yourselves, everybody, and I will see you very shortly.